So my first list video did quite well. It's sitting at over 700 views as of the recording of this video, which is amazing for my channel. And I thank you all so much for that. The channel is starting to grow again. I passed 700 subscribers and I'm going strong. So I figured it was time to do another list video, and I think I found the perfect thing to do it on. Yes, we're going to be talking about Blue's Clues, a show that aired on Nick Jr. from 1996 to 2006. It starred Steve Burns, a man who would go from finding clues left by his animated dog to making 90s babies all around the world cry like a bitch.
I guess I just wanted to say that after all these years, I never forgot you. Ever.
Nah, but in all seriousness, this is one of the most wholesome videos I have seen in years, and it definitely felt needed in these crazy times. Now, in case for some reason you have no clue what I am talking about, here's a quick rundown of what Blue's Clues was. Blue's Clues followed Steve and later his brother Joe as they would try to find Blue's Clues that their dog Blue would leave in the form of a paw print. These clues were clues to help solve some sort of problem, and the problem would be solved by the end of the episode when all 3 clues are found. Pretty simple show all around, honestly, but even a simple show like this has some lost media within it. So let's look at 3 lost pieces of Blue's Clues media.
Blue, vamos fazer-te rir. Prepara-te. Eu sou o Senhor Cabeça de Sapato.
Depending on where you are in the world, you may not have had Steve or Joe as your host. While some countries would just dub the American version of the show, other countries would have a different host, such as Pitas da Blue, which is the Portuguese version of the show. This version of the show would take episodes of the American show and redub them in Portuguese, but the host was replaced with a man named Duarte Gomes. His character would simply go by Duarte. Out of the 60 episodes produced, 42 have been found, and 2 have been partly found, leaving only 16 episodes fully lost. The show was not widely recorded after its run and was never rebroadcasted after it ended sometime in the 2000s. So because of this, the show fell into obscurity and became hard to find. But miraculously, most of the episodes have been found and they're on a Google Drive. The only way episodes of the show will be found are if some home recordings get unsurfaced, as I doubt Nickelodeon cares enough to unearth all the episodes themselves.
친구들 안녕. 와, 아저씨 심연섭이에요. 근데 멍멍이 블루 못 봤어요? 저기요. 블루, 어서 들어와.
Sticking with adaptations of the show, a Korean version was made and aired in 2000 and ended in 2001. Much like Pitas da Blue, the Korean adaptation of the show also dubbed over the characters in the American show and replaced Steve with another host. This time, the host is a Southern Korean man named Hyun Shup Shin. I think that's how that's pronounced. And his character went by the name Uncle. This adaptation also replaced the theme song with a Korean folk song. For years, there was very little footage of the show online, aside from a 10-second promo and some footage on the Blue's Clues 10-year documentary. However, in 2020, that would change, as 4 episodes of the show were uploaded to the Internet Archive. Currently, out of the 10 episodes known to exist, about half are found, leaving the other half still lost.
With a completed pilot in the can, Team Blue headed back to school.
We went to preschools first thing that next morning at like 8 o'clock in the morning. By that 3rd clue, kids were on their feet pointing and screaming. And we were just sitting there crying, like, okay, this is it.
Yes, this should be a pretty obvious entry. This wouldn't be a Blue's Clues Lost Media video without mentioning the most well-known piece of Blue's Clues Lost Media, Blue's Prince. This is a pilot I talked about before in my very first Lost Media video I did on my old channel titled Top 5 Lost Kids Shows. But I'm hoping here to go into a little more detail about the pilot. Plus, there has been updates since that video has been made, which renders it out of date. Anyways, Blue's Prince was the pilot for Blue's Clues that was made 2 years prior to Blue's Clues' release. The pilot was shown to some preschool classes as a way to test out the show's interactive elements, and it ended up being a huge hit, which led to the show being greenlit, which is how we got Blue's Clues 2 years later. The pilot has some main differences from the original show, such as Steve wearing an orange polo shirt instead of his iconic green striped shirt, as well as the general look of the show looking slightly off from what we got. For years, all we had from the pilot was some screenshots and a few clips that are featured in the previously mentioned 10-year anniversary documentary. This was until September 10th, 2021, when the Nick Jr. Twitter account tweeted out a video featuring several unseen clips from the pilot. The clip shows more differences from the finished show, such as Blue having a slightly different look and the opening shot of Steve in the house looking more basic. This also proves that Nickelodeon has the pilot in their archives and could release the whole thing if they wanted to, and I feel that could be possible seeing as it is the 25th anniversary of the show. I honestly think they should release it online or onto Paramount Plus to celebrate the occasion, but only time will tell if they make that a reality. Anyways, this is where we will end the video. Happy 25th anniversary of Blue's Clues. God, I feel super old saying that. I cannot believe Blue's Clues is already a quarter of a century old. That is insane to me, and just shows how fast time is going. If you like what you saw and would like to see more videos like this, then drop a like and hit that subscribe button as well as that little bell icon. Also, leave some more comments down below, as the more engagement my videos get, the better. And lastly, if you'd like a shout out at the end of all our videos like our super patron Ryan Smith, then hit the link in the description to check out our Patreon. There's $1 or more will get you really cool perks such as shoutouts and early viewings of our videos. Anyways, I gotta go, so thanks for watching, and remember, make what was lost found again.